Have a Piedmont?
Do they have a Piedmont?
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
A Piedmont's a completely separate. No, the Piedmont's it's its own area, Mike.
What does that mean?
Like we got the mountains, the Piedmont, and the coast, and the Piedmont is the middle, and it's like this flat land of coast. It's not coast. It's similar to coast, but it's similar to mountains too, and a lot of those species from both sides exist there.
So we're in the Piedmont?
No, we're in the mountains.
Oh, the mountains. Okay.
You should go to the Piedmont.
So where does the Piedmont start, roughly? What's the closest Piedmont?
Well, for us, you just have to drop down either side of the mountain.
Yeah, go either
Towards
direction.
Tennessee?
No, the other way.
Towards the coast.
Yes. Just drop off the side of the mountain. You can tell the difference, dude, when you get off, dude.
Oh, so are we talking like about 30, 40 miles away?
Yeah, it ain't far, dude. Like
Yeah.
3 counties, 4 counties, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, it's different looking. It's flat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
It's grassy.
Yeah.
They
Bunch
got
of
scrub
farmland.
pine land. A lot of scrub pine, dude. Lots of scrub pine.
Right.
But see, in that scrub pine, dude, that's a diverse area too, man. There are so many different species that live in a place like that. They just now figured that out. They fucked all their scrub pines up for a long time. But
I know
they're
I've
figuring
seen
it out.
trees, but it doesn't look like a forest. You know, it's just
It's not like our forest. No.
No.
It's like a flat. And
Yeah.
just, they're kind of staggered.
right.
It's grassy. It's meant to catch on fire, believe it or not. We quit burning it, and that fucked it up too. Now we're back to burning it again, like the natives did. See, like thousands of years ago, natives played with fire, man, right? And we used it for a lot of stuff. It wasn't just like, and see, back then you didn't have to worry about burning your neighbor out. You know what I mean? You could start a big old fire, dude, and let it go. It was okay, man. It didn't matter. You understand? They'd use it to hunt game. They'd use it to clear land. They'd use it like hundreds of ways, man. They'd use it to fight each other, man. See? Hundreds of ways to use it.
You know, that's one of the major differences for me being here is like going through and seeing unattended fires. But if I were to try to burn like a pile of leaves,
Oh,
like
you'd be in trouble.
AQMD would come
Yeah, I
over, the
bet
fire
so.
department would come
I
over.
bet so. Put it
I
out.
get fined.
I'm sure they would put it
That's how
out.
we are in the city too. We can't burn shit.
No, you're not supposed to. But you can get permits and.
Yeah, you're supposed to get a permit
You're
here.
supposed to. Yeah, you're supposed to. But I pay attention on occasion.
So, going back to this area, what do you call it? The Appalachian Mountain? What is that? Just the largest or the oldest?
One of the oldest. Yeah.
The oldest
I believe it
what?
May even actually
Mountain
be
range.
the oldest. Yeah, I believe it may be the oldest.
And it
I'm
goes
not 100% sure
up
of
and
that.
down the entire coast or continent?
And
Or-
as far as I know, like Greenland,
Goes to Greenland.
and maybe into
So
Greenland.
it's like the northern hemisphere? It covers the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, and then where it goes dead south. That's Kentucky. It's about the end of it there, isn't it?
It's in Kentucky?
The very end of it is. You can go slap. Look, Arkansas. It goes slap
We're
through
talking the Appalachian
Arkansas.
Trail?
No, the mountains, son.
Oh, I
That
thought we
was
were
a
talking
good
about the
ways, too.
Appalachians.
It's super long.
Which
How about
mountains
the
are we talking-
Appalachian Mountains, dude? They run slap through Arkansas, almost into Kentucky.
I didn't know that.
I think the
Because
trails.
I thought they just kind of like went up the coast to Vermont.
It does like this, dude.
So,
Appalachian
so
Trail
they
like a
go
month.
this way. They make like
Well,
a.
they got a curve. And then
So
they
where
come
are
up
they
like
curving? Down here?
that. No, we're not really. We're a quarter of the way up or more.
We're in the straight on the coast,
Yeah.
right? So it's
How
going to go
long
down
is
to
the
Georgia.
curve,
Walk
actually.
Appalachian Trail.
Almost.
It's in
The
South
trail
Carolina.
starts in fucking Georgia, don't it?
It takes 5 to 7 months to walk the Appalachian Trail.
Where's the start?
How far?
5 to 7 months.
2,190
2,190 miles.
I remember this old lady
Yeah,
did
it's
it,
a chunk.
and she did it in about 6 or 7
Yeah,
months.
dude. People do it, man.
Back in the 50s or the 60s.
I know people that's hike portions of it, but it's a lot of hiking. Where does it begin?
That's what I'm looking at. See if I can find it.
It begins wherever you start, but
Where
there
you
is a
came
beginning.
People do it by having a destiny, having people meet them at the destiny, and keep going to get their foods and stuff like
Yep.
that.
There's also, man, there's people that are flagged on Google Earth, man, that you can stop at their places, man, and they'll help you on the trail.
I like that.
Yeah. I
Is
thought-
there Wi-Fi or internet there? Or?
in towns and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
some of those towns are kind of geared towards that shit. So you know, I mean,
So
it's
where
like
where's the
Transylvania.
trail here? How do you get on the closest part of the trail?
You can't here. They don't go through here. You can go from the Art Loeb Trail and get on it here.
How far did you go on that trail to get to it?
I have no clue. Mileage, I would say. The Art Loeb Trail's fucking long, dude. Like real long. I've hiked it.
So I just saw that.
I've hiked most of it. Not all of it.
Which way is it? Does it go along the stream?
Actually, the beginning of it, man, I'm thinking is up in Balsam Grove.
Listen to this.
Because I was at that trail.
Yeah,
but
you're
we-
at a portion of it right there in the forest. Right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. You actually see a portion of it right there.
Yeah, I didn't know how to get
It
to.
goes around in behind like Strauss Park and dude, it's way back in there.
This terrain is mountainous for its entire length with an elevation gain and loss equal to hiking Mount Everest from sea level and back 16 times.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
you
a
go
trail?
over-
Yeah.
you go
Wow.
over several big mountains. You go over like one of our bigger mountains.
Goes through Maine and everything else.
Yeah,
So
goes
wait a
right
minute.
through
What are you
Maine.
saying there? The distance or the height that you're climbing?
The height.
That's what you're
Yep.
going to do that 16
16
times?
times Mount Everest and back
You're,
from the coast.
as you climb this is the altitude you're going to be climbing.
Yes, sir. Up and down Mount Everest 16 times.
Jeez. But spread over a 2,000 mile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2,190
That's
miles
a little.
back.
But if you walk in these woods long enough, you'll have a blown out name.
That's one Mount Everest for every 125 miles.
There's only 20,000 people or so completed it.
Sounds about right. I'm surprised that many's completed it, honestly. A lot of
So-
dangers involved in that too. You know.
What were you saying? I remember like about how this is really special. Like what was it? Like this on this range, which is the oldest range you said, right?
One of them.
One of them.
May be the oldest. I'm not
So
real sure.
what Himalayan? What?
It may be older than that one. See, look, if you look at our mountains, they're war like this. Oh yeah, lots of other mountains are like this. You know, almost everywhere you go. But here, our mountains are war round, completely round.
Is that time?
Which shows how that they're much earlier than a lot. Some of, like the mountains out west, you guys are fucking. Those are babies. Those are baby mountains compared to what our range is. So yours is like maybe a million years old. Ours are like an order of millions and millions. And
The
millions.
Appalachian Trail start point is Springer Mountain in Georgia.
Springer Mountain in Georgia.
So
There you
you're
go.
about an hour or two away.
So does it go to Kentucky? No.
Maine.
No, you head north towards Maine.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds how I pictured it.
But the mountains do, they run in and they run out like this too. And that's how you get, if you go to Arkansas, dude, see my granddaddy loved Arkansas, dude. He loved it. He said it was just like here, just friendlier
That's
people.
where his second wife came from.
Lots of music, yeah. You know, shit like that. But he said it was the same. He said the woods were really similar, the people were really similar. He said there's still mountains there. He said they're not like quite like living up here on the mountain, but he said there's still good mountains there.
Now, what were you saying before about how this is a very special place? I can't remember what it was. Besides this oldest mountain range, which is cool. Oh, what was this big thing? This giant guy. Who's this guy?
Judicala.
Judicala.
Yeah. I
And
think
he-
that was his name.
Yeah, I think so.
See, there's a lot of shit gets mixed up, man, because I've read so much. But I believe that was his name, dude, in the end result.
And
Anyway,
at that rock, there's mapping
not
of the
that,
space.
but that's not the same rock. There's another place where, see, the story goes is the Cherokee Indians knew Judicala, and they knew he had territory that he, you know, like caretaked, you know. And one time there were some trespassers, and they were Cherokee, and said that they actually had just got into his boundary there, and they saw Judicala. And they said that in one jump, that he was standing on that rock damn near in front of them.
Wow. And how How tall do you think he was?
Who knows?
Okay.
I mean, listen, there had to have been giants at one point. There has been giants in the past. You know, there's been big Cherokees. I've seen one chief, man. That's what we called him. But you know who I'm talking about, Jesse.
Jesse.
Big Jesse. He ain't got no white in him, dude. This motherfucker was like 7 feet, man. Like what, 250,
Yeah.
300 pounds back in the day.
And my first tattoo, I got to reach over and smack me in the arm, big bastard.
So I've seen some big Indians, and I'd say they got bigger than that. You know, there's black Indians too. You know that, right?
I don't know what that means.
Like the Cherokee here, man, whenever they started getting their asses licked real good here and there, they had noticed how like large the slaves that were coming in at that point were, that we were bringing, right? So they actually started freeing slaves and breeding with them in order to make better warriors. And down south in Florida, you got a band of Seminoles. They're black as tar down there, dude. They're Seminole, man. But it started up here. But they say those Seminoles down there are black as tar, man. And it's a whole band, a whole tribe of them, dude. It's
Nice.
been in existence for, 200 years now.
That's
Like
kind
that.
of like forced Darwinism.
Well, humans are smart, dude.
Yeah.
And if there's traits that I mean, like, we're selecting traits when we're breeding anyways. I mean, like,
What attracts us?
well, like, I mean, at a young age, man, I knew what a woman was, and I knew what a good mother was. And see, when I met Amber, man, she wasn't a woman, but I knew she could be a good mother. And that's what attracted me to her right off the bat.
I like that.
Yeah, dude. So anyways, it's just a really diverse area, though, is the main thing here.
So,
There's like so many species of trees, so many species of almost everything. I mean, like, we got so many ferns here, it's ridiculous. You don't go anywhere else, hardly anywhere on the planet, and find the amount and abundance that's here. Even the animals, man. There's so many. You can walk 5 feet, every 5 feet, and find an animal if you're looking, or an insect or something, you know. There's not many places on the planet you can do that, man. Literally, I can take you in the woods, man. We can play around just a little bit, and I can show you fucking animal after animal after animal.
do you know all the plants and animals?
Hell no. And
You know a lot of them, though.
I know some of them, man. Some of them, not as much as some of the others do. I mean, I've met people, dude, that
Who knows the most on the plants between you, Paige, and Colin? Who can recognize more of the plants?
depends on which
Chris or
plants.
Paige.
Huh?
Are you talking about landscape plants?
No,
In the
native.
woods? Me.
Yeah. You do?
Mhm.
Sweet. Sweet.
Yeah, because I've taken her many places and showed her shit, taught her things, dude.
So when you're walking in the wilds, do you recognize most of the stuff there?
Yeah.
All the stuff?
Most of it. On occasions, I'll run into something I don't recognize, but or maybe it's not that I don't recognize it. It's just maybe I call it something else, you know, because I've heard it called something else, you know, or something like that. I've seen most things in the woods. I like now to find something that I haven't seen will be unlikely.
When you're out there, let's say you're alone, do you feel like communicating with them? That you are like part of them?
You are.
Yeah,
You know you are.
yeah.
Are you
That's when you're
recording?
one, man, is when you're
Yeah.
alone.
I won't say what I was going to say then.
I can stop it.
You will too.